So today it's my great honor to do a video I've been waiting to make for a while. I keep talking about this bit by bit in my vlogs and the Remy React series, but my buddy Philgood Tattoo, who I've showed off here, I think I've showed some of his tattoo work before.
His Instagram is letters Philgood?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it used to be Philgood Tattoo, but it's letters Philgood. I think the Reacts was Philgood Tattoo. And he does all kinds of cool work himself, lots of crazy custom lettering and like Blackwork style and all kinds of huge, bold, like very bold pieces.
I love his work. I follow his page.
Yeah, very, very nice tattoos all around. And yeah, I've known this guy probably 5 years now. And he's gone mostly full blackout over the last couple of years. And I think he was not happy with just staying full black, so he got into like experimenting with like black on black work, and you'll see some of that coming up here. The black on black was more subtle, obviously, and as I always say to people, like white on black on its own and black on black on its own, both of those will be a very subtle result.
Yeah.
The only way you're going to get a very distinct result with those is if you put them together. Like, this is inarguable at this point. I've seen mountains of it. The best white on black that I've seen was Alex Rose, who's in the Kelowna shop now. He had scarification done, and they poured white ink in the scarification.
Sounds
when it healed
like it
up,
hurt.
like it's the brightest white line work I've seen.
That's crazy.
You can actually see it from across the room, whereas most black on black and white on black, like line designs and things like that, they're, if you get more than a few feet away from someone, especially if you're in not perfect lighting, it disappears. You can't see it.
Yeah, for sure.
So I think at first he was cool with the subtle look of the black on black, and I think that was working for him, but I think he wanted something a little more extreme, and obviously he's been a long-time supporter of this this channel and the Remy character, or whatever you want to say,
whatever
in general.
you've been up to.
Right, and so he's been observing what I've been doing, and you know, I think it's like when you're watching for a long time and paying actual attention, you see like how things work rather than even what I'm telling you. Right? And I think that for him, it seemed like the best option was yellow. For whatever reason, I actually think that yellow and maybe yellow and red are the strongest colors of all to do over black. Like they just show up. Even though like the red goes in seemingly easier, the yellow does persevere.
Yeah.
Like it comes through. Like even in that one you did on my leg, right? Like what was the best in that? Probably the yellow and the red.
Yeah, yellow and the red.
And that's coming from like a beginner tattoo, right? So what Philgood did, because he's a tattooer himself, is, and I've said that I would do this, like if I had the ability to saturate like this, there would be a part on my leg that was literally a rainbow by now.
Yeah, swatches.
Because I would just be trying a different color.
Yeah, you'd be swatching
day.
Your colors. Why not?
Oh, I would do every color.
Yeah,
like, you wouldn't just see
everything
this.
in the shop. You'd be like, how does this work?
Every single bottle in here, and I'd probably be bringing new ones in.
And we probably have like 200-300-ish colors.
And you know why? Is because there have been watershed moments in my own tattoo journey where, like, I have had moments where I found a new one that works very well for who knows what reason. Like when we found the turquoise, like the turquoise blue.
Yeah.
Like that was a crazy strong tattoo. Like it was just like, what the fuck, man? It's like there's no black there.
No.
Like there's some colors that go in, and it's like there's no black there.
And the turquoise blue, I think, is another one that goes really well over top of black.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's so bright.
Like, but like what I'm saying is like, you can't know that until you you try different ones.
I love this. I would try this with different blacks too. Like, and I would try this with different whites.
So,
like, I'd be screwing around with everything.
I had the chart. I'm gonna see if I could find it, but I tried to find it already and I couldn't find it. He had sent it to me at some point. The actual, but this was so long ago. It's almost been, I'd say it's been 6 months or longer now.
What these were?
What, since he
what
said,
you're
yeah,
looking for?
what ones they were.
Yeah.
And several of them are fusion. There's some Starburst yellow in there. I think world famous, a couple different brands, and some of the brighter ones were the Starbright or Starburst. I think it's Starbright, Starbright yellow. I always forget. And Atomic Yellow Fusion, obviously, one that I've had a lot of success with.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and then he did the test of how they healed. He's got them all marked here.
Yeah, so like healed versus fresh.
Healed versus fresh. And so if I could find the chart, it will be more instructive. But this just goes to show you that like people will say, oh, well, which yellow? And it's like, well, realistically, they all work.
Yep.
Right? And they're all different. Like some of these are almost like white.
Yeah.
And in his...
Yeah, they really mellowed out when it healed.
In his words, too, being a tattooer himself, like, this is stronger than black or white.
Yeah.
So for the people who are like, oh, yeah, I want white on black, it's like, why don't you consider some other shit?
Yeah.
Like, there's so much more you can do. So he did this to instruct which yellows they would use.
Yeah, which would be the right yellow.
And here's a little write-up he has here. So he says, hey, man, here are some healed shots. What is brighter is over silver black, and the darker yellow is over Panthera XXX. That was where he did the black on black.
Mm-hmm.
And we just blasted yellow over all of it. I have a birthmark, yada yada. 2 full passes of yellow on the lower arm. Inner bicep is 1 pass. Outer arm is mostly 1 pass. There's a slice that has 2 passes. So we're in between 1 to 2 passes on everything you're about to see. He has an appointment to do more this Thursday. This is old. I'll show off the progression of this as we go. So here we are, in between 1 to 2 passes.
Amazing.
And in here you can see what he was talking about in parts here, where that black on black and the yellow that went over the darker black layer on top of it is still yellow.
Yeah.
It's just like a blacker yellow.
Yeah,
right?
makes
so
sense.
even over black on black, it still, took over.
Yeah.
So
And this looks really cool.
fairly effortlessly
Yeah.
too. Now I will say, like, this is particularly striking because they committed to. You can see in here they've done some black on black with it. So again, we've used new black in this, and also these big stretches of color.
Yeah.
Right. Like, it's the same reason why the rose sleeve, even though it's actually probably less saturated than this sleeve, it stands out more because
Yeah, big and bold.
Yeah, the stretches of each color are just bigger. Like, it hits the eye easier, right? You find it easier. When you have all these little tones of any kind, they don't register as that color as much, right?
It's the same. Oh, sorry. It's the same as if it's like if that sleeve was just on bare skin, it would still be hard to register what's going on.
Yep.
It would just be a brighter
Yeah, that rule applies to any tattooing.
Yeah.
Right. So if you want to register to the eye, that is yellow. Use a lot of yellow,
Yeah,
right?
big and bold.
Same thing, even with his back piece here that we see that very clearly wasn't done over black. That's the black is around it.
Yeah.
That there is, the same principle. A long stretch of the same tone.
Again, big and bold.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and it just immediately hits you as green. So, even though it's a fainter yellow than it would be, like, we can see what it could be, right? Because people ask me all the time, like, can you get color on black as solid as color on, like, negative space? And the answer is actually, I think you can, right? This is only 1 to 2 passes. If he hits this whole thing 3 times, it's going to be about as clear as that green.
Yeah, it'll be. I think so too.
But, like, I think color is better than white, right? If you do this with white, it's always going to have kind of a duller look, because the important thing about color that I've found is, like, you're not just brightening the black, you're changing the black.
Yeah.
Right? And then when you have it that now it's a dark yellow, it's not black anymore, and you come in and you do another pass, now you're brightening yellow, not changing yellow or yellow to or from black, you know what I mean? So it's like it's more of like you have to wrap your mind around the first pass, you're changing the black into a yellow. The second pass, you're brightening a yellow. By the third pass, most times it is the same color. And some people are going to try and argue with that, but, like, you can see it here. Even 1 pass, this is yellow.
Makes sense.
So I think that if they did this 3 times, and I don't know if that's his plan or not, it could be as bright as the yellow tones, if not brighter. It would probably look more yellow because it's a bigger stretch.
And it's next to the black, which
Right.
really pushes that yellow
Yeah,
forward.
the black gives it strength.
Yeah.
Now, though, that like I said, this is a different thing, right? So, like, obviously, he's gone in a different direction than I would. And if I had 10 bodysuits, I probably wouldn't do one this way. But what I love to see about this is just the range of possibilities. I think it looks very nice.
I like this. I keep
Right.
seeing updates because I follow him.
Yep.
I keep seeing like updates on it.
Yeah, I like this a lot, and what I like about it is just understanding the amount that you can do, the different things you can do, because he could have done all this with red too, right? So when people see this, they shouldn't take this as, oh, well, I wouldn't want a big yellow arm. It's like, oh no, he could have done more colors than yellow.
Yeah, I don't know if it was him too. I saw someone on my Instagram, and it might have been. But anyways, they were swatching different brands of white as well, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah,
to see.
It's just that the whites are never going to be this good.
No,
It's just not.
No, for sure.
Because as I started to say, like the white, what happens is it's just lifting the black.
Yeah.
Right? It's not changing the black into something else. It's still in the black and gray scale,
Mm-hmm.
so it'll never be as prominent. Even if you did this whole thing white instead of yellow, it wouldn't be as striking.
Yeah.
I would be willing to put money on that.
This is super crazy though, like the texture that's like coming out through here and stuff. Like it looks.
This
really
is where
cool.
you see the layers, right?
Yeah.
And you can't get that look without doing multiple layers.
Yeah.
Like this is a multi-layer bodysuit
Mm-hmm.
perk. If you like this, and he might have at some point, like I haven't been in his head. I don't know what he thinks about it, but there might have been like this. I wish that would smooth out, but I actually think it looks better.
Yeah,
But
I like it.
like the textured look, right? I like the multi-layer stuff, and I think I seen him doing some along his jawline too.
Ooh,
I think I seen him doing some yellow like line work or something
that's cool.
along his jaw. So I think he's going to commit to this motif,
Yeah, I think it's really like sharp. I like the yellow a lot.
and it will hold up too. Like the thing about this is, it's like people like to think that, oh, it's just gonna like it's gonna feed back into the black over time. It's gonna, no. Once it's saturated, it's not black anymore, right? Once you get enough color into that, it's just not black, right? So the real problem with this is a lot of people will only do one pass. They'll see it's muddy and they'll go, well, that means it doesn't work.
No,
And then they get some
it's
weird
like-
opinion.
to me, it's just like your arm is a bucket, like your skin's a bucket. You throw
Yeah.
black in the bucket, the water is black. You throw like enough color in there, you're gonna dilute the black, and you're going to make it that color.
I've said this a few times lately, but if I wanted, we could turn this forehead piece green.
Mm-hmm.
I could turn that green within the year. That could be full green with no hint of red, and that's about as far apart as you can get.
Yep.
That's harder to imagine than turning black yellow. I think when you have
Yeah.
a very warm color and turn it very cool. But I've done that. Like that's been done on me.
It's been done.
Right?
Definitely.
So it's like people just they think that if you can't do it in a way that looks good in one session, that means it doesn't work. And I say, if you're not willing to do it more than once, don't do it at all.
Right.
And that's in anything in life. Like if you want to get good results with especially anything cover-up related, you're not doing it once. If you think you're going to go in and get laser and it's going to be done in one go, that's not happening. Nothing with cover-ups is happening in one go.
Mm-hmm.
This is someone who's committed to what it takes.
Yeah.
Right? But even then, like I would say, one pass even in some spots looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like even if it only ever got this good, this would be a pretty cool sleeve, you know? It doesn't need to get any better than this.
No, it's really cool.
I know for the fact that he's done his hand now, but I think that this is going to take out everything. I think he's going to
Do everything this way.
I think so. I think this is very striking, and I like the idea that like people can get these like fun bullshit tattoos when they're young, and then they can black them out, and then they can get something
A whole new bodysuit.
not just whole new, but also more adult in a way, right? Like this has a very clean look to it.
Yeah.
And I don't know what was under the black. I've
No.
never seen what he had, but like I would assume that this is more polished, and I think that it's for people who they want a big change and they still like being tattooed, but they don't want to wear all the maybe the little tattoos that they got when they were younger, and now they get to upgrade with something a lot cooler. And I think that the yellow has done,
Oh yeah.
it's done a really
The
good
fresh
job.
yellow is really wicked too.
But when you see this fresh yellow, this is instructive of like, it has to look that bright when it's fresh.
Yes,
so that,
it does.
So that it can look that dark when it's healed. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, if you don't see that, then
Yeah, you almost want it to be too bright when you first do it, and
This
then
is
it
also-
mellows out.
being a tattooer himself, he knows this. This is a master class in how to take a photo, right? We're in nice, even lighting.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Big shots of the arm, right? You can very clearly see what's going on here, and you can tell that it's not filtered or edited
Yeah,
or fucked
it's
with
not
in
like
any way.
crazy direct daylight or
Yeah.
anything. This is just like a nice, like we don't have lighting like this in our shop.
No, fuck
unfortunately.
no. Our whole shop is like dark as fuck. I wish I could do everything outside. Like, believe it or not, I would be doing this outside.
Oh yeah,
You know, because like oddly, color on black looks better outside.
it really does.
Like the sleeve that Rick has done, like it's one of those things where it only really looks right when it's outside.
In natural light, yeah.
Like I'll be looking at it in the car sometimes. Even I'm like, Jesus Christ, why is it so much better than it is in the shop?
I don't know. Our shop is just the lighting is.
But
well,
anyway, yeah, no, this is this has been one of my favorite projects to be watching, and he finally gave me all these photos. I told him a long time ago I wanted to show this off, and he was eager to do it, but he wanted to wait till he had more.
Yeah,
Right, like he wanted to wait
understandable.
till he had, and I told him to keep me up to date because I'll probably just keep showing this one off as it
Yeah,
goes.
it's super cool. As I said, I've been seeing this in my feed, and it's looking wicked. I love the yellow and the black.
And these are the things. These are the reasons why I do this. By the way, like for the people who are, well, why even do this? And or the people who lob at me, nobody cares, Remy. Stop. It's like, yes, people do, and it's changing people's lives.
Yeah,
But
it
this
is.
But this project has inspired a lot of positive
Yeah,
changes.
and we've had people come in here with tattoos into
Tons,
our shop with tattoos
tons.
that they hate, and then they get them blacked out, and then they get something new
Yeah,
over
it's
top, and they
happening
love
all
it.
over the world,
Yeah.
near and far. And yeah, this has been a very inspirational, positive journey. As much as there's been blowback from a lot of morons
Mm-hmm.
and checked out tattooers who should probably just get the fuck out of the industry, it's also been the source of a lot of new innovation. And like, particularly because I don't have a million sleeves to work on.
Yep.
Like myself, I can't do this. It's nice to see other people doing other things with it.
It's so fun.
I said the same thing about Anthony Bennett and all that stuff that he was like. It was like, this is only a good thing for the industry.
It's so good.
It's only a good
And
thing.
people need to keep pushing tattooing to its limits, because that's what I think this is.
I think that this
we're
is
really pushing what tattooing is.
this is pushing the future of tattooing.
Yeah.
I think that a lot of the weird, like, kind of experimental, like, placement play and like those weird back pieces where they look like they were done by a toddler and stuff. I think that's more like modern art and stunting. This is like pushing the scientific aspects of
It's
tattooing.
pushing the craft.
And
too.
yeah, I'm way more
It's-
interested in that.
It's pushing the our knowledge, like the ability to do cover-ups and like taking what we had learned from cover-ups and applying it in a larger scale.
Especially given that, like, as a species, there's some chance that we may live forever. You're gonna want to be able to change your tattoos. You know what I mean?
Well, I
like
think
that could be a thing one day.
I think if that's a future that we have, we're gonna figure out how to regenerate our skin, and then tattoos will be
Yeah, maybe.
semi-permanent. But
We'll see.